I want to say I didn't really technically violate anything. We quarantined at home for 2 weeks, and then I went from my very clean car, or my very clean house, to my very clean car, and then I drove my very clean car down to Arizona and wore gloves to gas up 3 times down to Arizona, and then I went into my friend's very clean house, and we've stayed here since. So we just changed where we quarantined. And it's been 85 here, and we have a pool, so I feel like I made a good choice.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I am in Arizona, and it's, I guess, one of the things that I've been doing a lot is first of all, I want to say that these are very interesting times, and the things that we're doing to keep our business floating, we are so privileged, you guys, because in a time when, my daughter's been furloughed, her boyfriend is been laid off, almost everyone I know is their incomes have been tremendously affected by this. And mine hasn't. And it's been such a, I go through times of almost a little bit like survivor guilt a little bit, because I know that I had something that, is good and withstanding such a terrible and tremendous thing that's impacting us. But one of the things that I've been super sensitive to is people, when people come and talk to me or message me about what they can do. I've had people come to me and say, okay, I've been thinking about doing Scentsy because I just got laid off of work. Recruiting has actually been up for me because of this situation. And it's really important that we maintain sensitivity in these times and not be vulture-y and not take advantage of the situation, but be really aware of people's needs right now. And, if people are, expressing needs that you might be able to help them with this business, then definitely make sure that they have the information, especially because this is something that we can offer to people without them having to spend a lot of money to start, right? People can, wait, did you just mute me? Can you hear me? Okay. So anyway, people can host their own parties and they can start their businesses for free, and they can do things. And we are, contact-free business. Our distribution centers are not slowing down right now. As a matter of fact, they are as busy as they've ever been. And, we have this great opportunity. And I've been focusing a lot of my attention on people that have, either shown interest in the past, reaching out to them, and not never ever mentioning hey, I heard you might be laid off or whatever, but just saying, hey, I just wanted to, reach out to you and see, remember when we talked about joining Scentsy, see if that was something that you might be interested in, right? Just kind of fielding fielding people and feeling people out, the people that we've spoken to in the past, and just kind of working on giving people the opportunities that we all already know are abundant here. So, that's one of the big things that I've been working on in the last couple of weeks. The other thing between the Mother's Day bundles and the Squeeze of the Day cleaning stuff, and the Cinderella warmer that just dropped, and some of the other stuff that we have, I have been staying so busy just contacting people that have been, because I have a list of people that are my Disney people. Everything that I do, it doesn't matter what I put out there, they're like, I'll take it, and so I have so many people that I'm contacting, not in, be careful how I word this, I'm not pretending like nothing's happened, but just kind of giving people a sense of normalcy, when everything is chaotic. I think people really appreciate something feeling normal right now. And it's normal to follow up. It's normal to ask people if they need more scents. It's normal, to, check in with people, especially right now when everyone's stuck at home and they probably have all these kids that stink and they're trying to make their house smell good or whatever. It's promoting a sense of almost normalcy that is a little bit rare right now. So I think that, some of the basic things that we always talk about, following up people, making sure that you are up to date on what your customers are interested in, right? So if you don't have a list of people that you like know are your Disney people, or you don't have a list of people that are your buddy people, or the list of people that are your, pina colada cha-cha people, those are things that are really important to kind of keep organized, so that when things come up, you're not scrambling to hunt down that information. You kind of already have it. It's easy enough to go back and go into your customer list and seek out people that have ordered pina colada cha-cha in the past, and then offer them the Mother's Day bundle, right? What's the bugs sorry the pina colada cha-cha and the coconut driftwood. So I mean, it's easy enough to go in there and find your customers that have ordered those things in the past, and then use that as kind of a starting point for contacting people. But just make sure that you're maintaining like a real, like, regular schedule of talking to people, and staying really busy and consistent, because this right here, we have a huge opportunity. You guys are all at home getting a taste of what it could, well, most of you are home, a lot of you are home, I don't know how many of you are home, but you're getting a taste of what it's like to work from home all the time. And you guys have big opportunities here to organize your space, organize your business, work it in the hours that you would want to work it, if you were doing this full time. So go ahead and dive into that, and set your mindset to, like, you're already there, right? This is my full-time job. This is what I'm doing. This is how I'm already making tons of money doing this. And, set that mindset so that you're just kind of stepping into this role that you were already in. Hold on, somebody say something. I'm on my phone, so I can't see chat.
If anyone has questions, I can I can just tell you on the chat if you don't want to look at it.
Yeah.
If anyone has questions, please put it in the chat. That goes for anyone who talks tonight. And then I'll go through and we'll answer them.
But I'm I'm assuming that a lot of you already have pre-orders for the Cinderella warmer that's coming out, because it's been wildly popular. I think I have 25. Amy, you've got about that many, right?
No.
Oh,
it's crazy.
It's been a wildly popular, like, it was for me, because like I remember when the Jack warmer came out, it was super popular, right? But I reached out to a lot of people and got those orders. I didn't, like, I kind of hunted those people down. I think I ended up with 30, but those that I ordered from, I reached out to them. With this one, everyone is reaching out to me. Like, I only posted, I think I posted about it a couple days ago, and like, like it's this one is really popular. And it's not even, Cinderella's not even one of my favorite, like, it's actually one of my least favorite Disney ones. So it was interesting to me to see how many people love that warmer. So it's a huge opportunity for you guys to kind of get out there and set that list, because as soon as that thing hits, oh my gosh, it's 85, right? If you sell 10 of those, that's like $700 in PRV. Boom. Just like, or what is it? How much? I don't remember how much PRV is. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a nice paycheck.
So
it's a nice paycheck.
It's a nice paycheck. And then, times like this, when it's like, when, we all kind of could use that little extra little bit, like, everything's in your hands. Everything is in your hands. You guys have it. And one thing that I can tell you with like absolute confidence is that, we're still doing great. Like, we're still, like, people still want to buy Scentsy. So they want it more than ever, because they're at home and they need, and then we have soap. Like, we have things that like they may not be able to get. Like, we have the cleaning products, and we have the soap, and we have the things that are difficult for people to get, or that they don't want to go out of the house. Also, just a little side thing, I had a conversation with a friend today, or a customer, friend customer, and she was laughing because she was ordering some stuff. She was like doing like some Amazon stuff, And Amazon's shipping is slowed way. I mean, they have slowed down to Scentsy shipping. And so my friend was like, you know what? I was going to order some soap on Amazon, but it was hard to find. And like shipping was going to be like a week and a half away. So I figured I'd just order from you instead. And I was like, yeah. So like in these areas where we almost had a disadvantage before, the playing field's been a little bit leveled. So we can take advantage of that and say, hey, shipping's crazy everywhere, but we're still on top of it. Like shipping has not been an issue. Like I placed an order 4 days ago, and I placed it on Thursday, and it's going to be here tomorrow. Well, at my house tomorrow. So, I mean, the shipping is still like doing really, really well, almost better than Amazon right now. So, it's really, really important in times like this that we count our blessings and we look at what we have to be grateful for, what the blessings, the abundant blessings that are in front of us, and then work with them.
100%. Let's see. So Jonathan said he had someone reach out for the Cinderella warmer that's never even ordered before. It's awesome. It's
crazy. And I have a little bit of insider information that, this isn't even all of it. Like, this isn't even all of it. So like we've got stuff. Like it's gonna be a wild ride in the next, and there's still a lot of things that are uncertain, and there's things that we're still like I'm super bummed. Amy and I had our summits canceled. This was going to be her first summit, and
I canceled my flight.
I know mine's not canceled yet either. I went online to try to cancel it, and it's trying to charge me a fee, and I'm like, that's not right. I don't want to call them, so I'm gonna have to figure out how that works. But, like we don't know about reunion. Like that's up in the air. There's still so much stuff that's up in the air. So,
Bermuda.
That's likely gone. But
stop it.
Hey, I'm just being realistic.
Oh, like, you're breaking my heart.
But
I'm just joking.
Yeah, like I mean, do we really want to be on a cruise ship right now?
Yeah,
I know.
I really want to be in Amsterdam right now. Mm-hmm.
I know. Amsterdam, yes. Cruise ship, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
So, but you know what? Those cruise ships are actually doing, like, they're being put to good use right now. Like some of those cruise ships that are being waylaid, they're docking in places like Seattle, and they're setting up, like triage areas that can be used, if needed. Because we didn't get in Seattle, we didn't get the floating hospital. LA got it. And so when things are happening and, I mean, the cruise ships are stepping up and saying, we can help. So like there's benefits and blessings even in the things that we're super sad about. Like it is sad that we're not going to be able to go on our cruise, and it is sad that we may not have reunion, although reunion's at the end of July, so I don't know, like we don't know what the world's going to look like. This is one thing I think it's actually, I've always been kind of a weird optimist, and so like trying to see like the linings and things, and like for me this has been a huge wake-up call for so many things. Number one, like I realized how dirty my children are. Like they did not wash their hands before this, and now like I knew that, like I figured it out, like and so we've had a really good opportunity to learn about like why hygiene is important. And like my own personal, like I used to, like I've been pretty, I don't know, free, I guess, with my money. Like I don't save it like I should. And this was a big wake-up call for me that I need to be a little bit more careful about, saving money and having like, a crisis account just in case something happens, because I haven't been as careful. And this was a big wake-up call for me, having some of the information that I have from, like traveling experience and stuff. I know that like the way that I'm guessing that the way that the recovery process is going to work on this is going to be a lot like Japan was when SARS hit them 15, 17 years ago.
Wow. And
so like we will recover. We are going to be fine, and so what we do in this time when we're in where we're in the thick of it and everything feels a little like out of control and we don't know what tomorrow's bringing and we don't know what tomorrow looks like, what we're focusing on right now is going to really shine for us when we get to the other side of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really important that we just kind of focus and put our dig our heels in and really decide what's important to us and then run with it.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you. Thanks for sharing that. You can hang out if you want, or you can go hang out in the pool, whatever.
Actually, it's a little chilly tonight, so like it's supposed to rain here.
Oh.
I brought it with me, I guess.
Oh. All right, Lesley, I don't even remember what I asked you to talk about. So
you crack me up. Can you hear me?
Yes. So this is Lesley. She is amazing. She has such a heart for Scentsy, and everyone loves her. So Lesley.
Wow, that's a huge, huge thing to. Thank you, Amy. So you actually asked me to talk about hosting parties because it's something that ever since I started my Scentsy business, I've thrived with them, but I'm able to book them. And then I think this came up because I told Amy, what was it, 2 or 3 months ago, I had an online party and it hit over 1,000 in PRV, which was remarkable. So she's like, you need to talk about it. So
and here we are. It's can't even have home parties. But take notes, people, because this girl rocks at home parties.
I've never done this before, so please be patient with me too. And if I'm all over the place, like Amy, just let me know and like wheel me in.
Okay.
But if you guys have questions, obviously you can ask me. You can always reach out to me too, if we're not friends. The number one thing I absolutely love about parties is you get to meet people. You get to meet new people. You get to meet people that are not on your list. They're not on your list of 100. They're not your neighbors. They're not your family. They're not your friends. It literally opens your door to having those customers and having that follow-up and potential recruits too. And I will tell you right now that Ashlyn Guthridge is on this call right now, and she signed up with me on an online party that I had with one of her friends. So it is true. It can happen. Ashlyn's proof.
And Ashlyn's a rock star.
Ashlyn's amazing. Ashlyn is fantastic.
Thank you.
So hosting parties. So the first thing that I want to say is my goal, and this is something that I set for myself every month, is I aim to have at least 4 parties. And that's whether I'm doing a home party, a Facebook party, a basket party, whatever, right? My goal is always 4. And you may say, why? Well, typically on average, if you think about it, hopefully your normal party should be about $200 in PRV. Well, that right there guarantees you $800, sorry, to count in PRV. A lot of times it's more than that, but like typically they say a normal party is about $200 in PRV. I know there's a lot of videos, there's a lot of stuff on Workstation about parties, you guys. I'm just going to talk about my personal experience. And then obviously if you guys have questions, let me know. But the first thing I would say is, how do you book them? So I will tell you right now that all the new products that come out, if you have people that are interested in it, ask them if they want to host a party. Ask them if they want to get product for free. Ask them, oh my gosh, this is a great time. Like, let's have a party. Right now we can't do home parties, but you can definitely still do the Facebook online parties or even a basket party. For those that are comfortable with that. There are still people that are comfortable with you giving them product and, talking to if they're with their family or whatever. It's really whatever they're comfortable with. But that's honestly like where I start is when a new product rolls out. The second thing I look at is if I have a customer who's month over month purchasing product for me, after a while, I'm like, okay, girl, like you have spent like $500. Like, what is going on? Let's have a party. And I start there because it's a great way to plant the seed to talk about a possible recruit too. Later down, we'll get there. But I always look at my customers that purchase stuff month over month. The third thing I look at is if someone is purchasing a lot in one time. So like I have a girl who I also met through a party who religiously will purchase from me every month. And she normally drops about $100 to $150 every time. she's $50 away from starting to get hostess credit, from starting to get free product. So it's really just educating people too. So when she does that, I'm like, Brianna, guess what? We should really have a party. And I know some people, the first time they hear that, they get really scared and they're like, oh my gosh, a party. Like, what does that mean? I don't know anyone. I don't want a party. But you really, that's your opportunity to share with them what a party entails. It's not scary. You do all the work, right? You put everything together. The only thing that you're asking them to do is invite people. And that goes to my next thing, hostess coaching. So once you're able to reach out to those people and get the parties booked, you want to spend some time and really spend a good amount of time with your hostess. And what does that mean? There's lots of resources on Workstation. There's lots of resources on YouTube. But honestly, you want to know what I give my hostess? I give them a join packet. Why? Because they're a potential recruit, for one. But two, I give them a catalog. I give them samples. It kind of gives them a glimpse of what Scentsy is. Fortunately, a lot of my hostesses already know. But it's just something nice to get them prepared for their party. The second thing I ask is I do the 100 list of people too. Write out 100 people that you know right now. You don't know anyone? Let's talk about this. And literally, they'll write out their names of people, and I'm like, there you go. There's the people that you're going to invite to your party. And one of the things that I do that I know a lot of people don't do is, even if I do a home party, I still do a Facebook party as well. Because there's still people who want to purchase online or who maybe aren't interested in coming to a home party that still want to see all of that information. So the minute I get the party booked, we get a date set, I have them invite everyone on their list, everyone on their friends list, because you really don't know who is going to be interested in the product because they come out of the woodwork sometimes. The other thing that I would say is don't assume anything for anybody. Just because someone hasn't purchased from you yet, or they haven't commented on your post, that does not mean that they're not interested in supporting you or interested in trying Scentsy. I promise you. I'm coming up on my 2 years being a consultant in August, and every month I'm blown away by what happens. So once you spend time going over that stuff with your hostess, I then have them write out their wish list, right? Because this gives them a glimpse of, okay, if you want all of this on your wish list, this is the type of party that we need to aim for. This is the amount. And some people think that that's scary to talk about, but it's really not. It's really putting it in perspective. So one, they're not going to get upset, but two, they also know, okay, I can do this. And if you break it out into bundles or different, specials that we have, it's really not as scary as it seems. Were you going to say something, Amy?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Okay, I just totally lost track. Sorry, you guys. And then after that, I tell them, if you want this party to be successful, I will do everything else for you. I will bring everything. I will bring food if you want me to. I'll bring wine. I'll come up with the games. But I need you to personally reach out to all of your people and personally invite them. Because how many times do we see Facebook invites and we're like, what is this? Oh my gosh, she's having another pampered chef party.
Decline.
So that's the hugest thing is explain to them. People want to be personally invited. They want to know that you're personally investing in them, that you're thinking about them, and that you want them to join your party. It sounds easy, but believe it or not, a lot of people mistake that. And so I tell all my hostesses, you want this, you need to be active. I need you to talk to your people. These are your friends. These are your family. I can only do so much, but they want to hear from you and they want to see from you too. And that's honestly as far as my prep before my party, that is what I do. And I could go on. I have a list of things, but I don't want to go too long.
Lesley, there's a question from Shelley. How do you typically hostess coach? Do you do it text, on the phone, or face-to-face?
Oh, I always do it face-to-face. I'm so traditional and old school though, Shelley. So that means you can do it over FaceTime too. You don't have to be in the same room as the person, but I like to FaceTime them, or I'll Facebook video them over Messenger if they don't have FaceTime, but I like doing it face-to-face so they can see me and I can see them. It makes it more personable. in my opinion.
And it's definitely something, I think that's one huge thing that, like Amy was saying, how it really shows during this time is that human connection is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And now that we're all stuck at home, like, I bet someone would love to see your face on FaceTime, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point too. That's huge. But I don't know. I really believe in personal connection with people, and maybe that's why I do really well with parties, but I like the face-to-face. And that actually brings me to the next thing, and Amy Darrington talked about this in the beginning too. Some of you, or some people have said to me like, well, you just have that personality. I just talk to people. Like, I don't have a personality. I mean, I do, but we're all capable of talking to people. And remember what our leaders tell us, our business should not be ran on social media alone. We are in the business of building relationships with people, and that means we've got to talk to them. So if that makes you uneasy and uncomfortable, that's okay, but get out there and do it, because once you do it, you're gonna see what unravels, and it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the other thing I was going to say is, a lot of people say like, oh, you have the attitude, you're bubbly, you're social, blah, 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 blah. No, you guys, I just talk to people. And sometimes I don't know the answers. Sometimes I have to fake it till I make it. You know what I mean? Or, oh my gosh, I don't know. Let me text Jonathan and see what the answer is. Sometimes I don't know everything, but I'm just honest with them. And I don't know. I think when people see that and they think that you're being genuine, it really goes a long way. And that goes to my next thing. A lot of people are into games, themes for parties, which are all great. Don't get me wrong, but I let my hostess decide that. If you want a themed party, great, let's do it. If you want games at your party, great, let's do it. But if they don't, I don't push it. And that's the next subject I want to bring up is you have got to have fun, and you've got to be cool, calm, and relaxed at your party. If you're angst, your entire party is going to be angst. So you really have got to take a step back and breathe and be like, okay, I got this. Like, I'm in a room full of women who don't know Scentsy. I'm going to show them what it's all about, and get excited about it. Get happy about it. And your hostess should kind of be your co-captain at that point. So rely on that person to help you, to introduce you to people, and also kind of help you just in your party in general. I will tell you right now that any party I do, so even if it's an online party, I do a video in the party, a live video just going over products. I maybe go over my spiel for 10 to 15 minutes. And what do I mean by that? I go over my why, I go over what Scentsy is, and I go over any specials, and that's it. I do not talk for hours. I do not spend a lot of time talking about Scentsy, because I want them to have fun. I want them to see Scentsy for what it is. And once they start smelling your testers, once they start seeing how, oh my gosh, this chick's really cool, they're going to get comfortable, and they're going to start talking to you and asking you about the products and asking you about Scentsy. There are 2 things or 3 things that I definitely do at every party. And the first one is, a lot of you are probably asking, like, how do you get everyone's information if they don't order? Good question. These little slips, the enter my drawing slips, I do this at every party. And what I do is I have everyone sign or fill out the first portion. So I get their information, I get their phone number, I get their email, I get their address. And then guess where this goes? This goes into my workstation, and I do follow up with these people. Even if they don't buy anything, I still follow up with these people. And what I do is I have them fold this up in the party, they put it in a little thing, and I do a drawing for like a free bar or a free room spray or sun circle. Nothing crazy, but this is how you're going to get everyone's information too, which I love. And these are, I think you can get these off a workstation, but what I did is we just copy them. We bought some or printed some, and now we just copy them every time we have a party. The next thing that I definitely make sure to do in my party is I talk about, hey, your hostess is this far away from, getting her wish list. This is everything that your hostess wants to get. But then I also talk about booking parties during that party. And something that I do is I'll have a sign and then I'll have 2 little gift boxes. And it really depends on the season. Obviously, if we're going into spring, I have like some flowered ones. And inside, I'll put 2 different gift options. It'll be a mini warmer or a 6-pack of bars. And anyone who books a party at that party, and then actually has their party, they get that free gift from me. And all I use is the perpetual reward for that party for the hostess, if that makes sense. They do not get the gift until they actually have their party, though. So that's the hugest thing that I want to call out. The next thing that I always do is I always have a join flyer up in the party wherever, even if it's online or even if it's a basket party. I put the join flyer in there and I'll put a hostess packet in there, or a join packet in there, sorry. And you should never not talk about the opportunity to join. I didn't think Ashlyn was going to sign up. Ashlyn blew me away. This was an online party, you guys. I was doing my live video and Ashlyn reached out to me afterwards and she's like, what does it take to join? And here she is, and she's rocking it. She kicks butt every month and she loves Scentsy and she's rocking her business. I am so proud of you, Ashlyn. But I wasn't expecting her to sign up. I had no idea that anyone would be interested, but just taking 5 minutes at least to just go over, hey, join me in this opportunity and here's why. Or if we have a join special going on, you can talk to them about that at that time too. So those are kind of the major things that I do in my parties. Going back to the 2 gifts, like that's how I guarantee that I book parties from a party. And now you can kind of see the ripple effect. So now from one party, I potentially have 2 new parties, and then I'm going to have 2 more parties booked, and then I'm going to get 2 more parties booked, and it just continues. And once people start seeing that you're there to have fun and you're not awkward or pushy or anything like that, like you're not pushing anything on them, you're just sharing it with them and you're having fun with them too. People are going to start looking at you and being like, oh my gosh, that was so much fun. Can we have a party? And that's literally what my hostesses tell me. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. Can we do it again? Or, hey, I want to book a party. You're super cool. And that's really it. Like, I'm being completely honest with you guys. Like, just be real, have fun. Don't forget to share your why. And then don't forget to share your Scentsy journey too, and share that opportunity with someone, because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
Welcome.
I do want to say one more game that I really do like to play, because I want to tag on, because it's like my favorite, to book parties off of parties like that. It's just, I go to the dollar store and get Mardi Gras beads, and based off the number of people who are at the party, if there's like 10 people there, I'll give her 3 beads, the host. So then she has 3 beads around her neck, and I have a bag with like a counter cleaner, a dish soap or something, in there. And I said, this is yours if you can get rid of those beads every time you ask it. Like, if someone at your party books a party in the future, if you get rid of all 3 of them, you get this additional gift. And then that puts on her. And then your host is walking around being like, do you want to have a party? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? And then they would just put the necklace on them. So that's one of my favorite, booking a party off a party off a party. So anyway, thank you. Okay, Whitney, I don't remember what I asked you to talk about. Oh, you're chewing.
Sorry. I ordered pizza right before the call because I didn't want to cook dinner, and the pizza got here like right before the call started. You asked me to talk about going from quitting to a superstar consultant with a business plan for Scentsy to be my full-time income by next year.
And Whitney's having a baby. If y'all missed that, Whitney's having a baby.
Yay, baby!
I'm so excited for another adorable baby.
So to start with, we just moved into a bigger house, and our rent actually tripled So I went back to working outside the home from just Scentsy being my, like being a stay-at-home mom and just being able to do Scentsy. And so that made me, I sat down with my husband, and we now have a business plan in place for next year for me to leave my job so that I can just be back home. And my plan is next spring, which would be perfect because then I don't have to go back to work after the baby. But last January 2019, I was actually going to quit Scentsy. And I ran my numbers, or I looked at my numbers earlier today, and I got a paycheck that was $21.25. And I was mad. I was super mad, but it was my own fault. Like, I took 2 months off Scentsy, and I told Carissa, my sponsor, that I was going to quit. And then I told Amy that I was going to quit. And Amy talked to me and made me realize that, to start with, I paid $99 to join Scentsy. And when I joined Scentsy for the purpose to be able to make money as a stay-at-home mom and stay home with my kids. And so if I quit, then I didn't really accomplish anything, honestly. Then I just wasted almost a year of my life. And so I talked to my husband about it, and he made me realize that Amy was right, and that it was actually really stupid if I just quit, because I had too much. I had already invested too much time. It was almost a year after I joined Scentsy at that point. And I just took a few months off and got lazy, and that was the whole reason that my paycheck went down so far. And I also was super against building a team, because I didn't want to talk to people about joining at all. I just wanted to sell and get my PRV all by myself and get big paychecks that way. And I actually learned that you can't, I mean, you really, really, really have to bust your butt if you want to get a paycheck if you're just selling Scentsy by yourself. But as soon as you start to build a team, and you also teach your team to build a team, then your paycheck, you'll notice that your paycheck will increase, and you're not busting your butt as hard. I'm not trying to get super high PRV anymore. I mean, I still have my goals, but I don't have to try super hard to get that PRV to get a $500 paycheck, for example. But so when I came back full force in March, I was just a team of one. And then in April, I grew my team to 3, and I promoted to lead in April. And then I had this fire lit under me because I saw how much my paycheck changed from a $21 paycheck to, I didn't grab it, I think it was like a $400 paycheck, and I was stoked at that point because that was a huge paycheck for me as a stay-at-home mom. And then I continued to just grow my team. In September, my team had grown to 22, and this isn't just people that I recruited. My frontline has only been, I think the max that my frontline was 11. So my team that's under me, I'm also teaching them to build a team so that they can grow their paycheck without working as hard as just if they're by themselves. And that was also a $15 join month, though, when my team grew to 22. And numbers can be intimidating, but in March, this last month, my team went down to 18. A lot of those $15 joins fell off, but that's okay because we still have the consistent people stayed on, and they're still growing their teams. But my paycheck went from, a $21 paycheck to, I didn't pull this up, but I think my paycheck in January was when I had my biggest team. And that was also the very end of the incentive. And so I busted my butt that month because I wanted to earn Bermuda. I think my paycheck was $1,600 on February 10th. And that was just from being a stay-at-home mom with Scentsy. And I stopped selling Scentsy. It's so embarrassing when I look back on my memories from last year and seeing my posts from Scentsy, and they are literally flyers with prices. Like, don't do that. Your customers will feel like they are just dollar signs to you. And as soon as you stop being salesy and you start sharing Scentsy, like how you use Scentsy in your life, or your kids or your pets with Scentsy, or if you're changing out your wax, post a picture of the wax that you're putting in, just something that they can relate to that's not just dollar signs. Your customers will feel more appreciated, and they'll realize that they can actually use this stuff like in their day-to-day life or whatever. And then that was when I noticed a big increase in my personal PRV. It was as soon as I stopped ditching the flyers that we can get from any of the flyer groups, or just the marketing images with straight prices. I didn't even put personalized text, you guys. That's how embarrassing it is to look back on. Like, not the Mother's Day, like the holiday collection when Christmas time came around, that was embarrassing to look at because it was just prices and pictures and email me if you want to order. Like, I was not personable at all, and I'm really not surprised that my sales went down. But then as soon as I changed my whole outlook on my business and wanted to start sharing instead of selling, then my sales went up, and my team started to grow also, because then your team realizes that, like, if you post pictures, even if you post pictures, like Lesley said, like when you have a host, like a party or somebody that hosts a party and gets a ton of rewards, if you post a picture, then people want to host a party so they can get that stuff for free. And then they'll realize that she was able to get this stuff for free just because she's a Scentsy consultant, which, like, with our perpetual reward or whatever we use, and then it makes them want to join also. Krista, personalizing was really hard for me at first because I was scared of, honestly, I was scared of rejection from people. And that meant that I also had to get ready. I couldn't just wear sweats. And I mean, now I don't care, and I'll post pictures with a messy bun because people know that that's me and that's my life, and that's okay. But for a long time, I didn't want to post anything like that because to me that was embarrassing. But then I just stopped caring, and I noticed a huge increase in sales. And Lindsay, on balancing Scentsy and work, it's really hard. My first week at work was, so I've been working for 2 weeks now. I have this whole week off, and I'm super excited because I can just do Scentsy all week, and I can go back to taking naps. And I'm super excited. I took a nap today, a 2-hour-long nap. But I'm really working on finding that balance between work and Scentsy. And I've come to realize that it takes a lot of dedication, because when I get off work, I want to come home and I want to lay down. Like, I don't want to sit in my office. I don't want to follow up with customers. I just want to relax. And so I have to make myself come into my office for at least an hour and just work on stuff. And I try to plan out at the beginning of the week what I'm going to do each night. I hear a kid that's crying. They might come in here. But I try to make a game plan at the beginning of the week to try to keep me more disciplined. But yes, Amber, SFR changed my business huge. Come here.
While you're being mommy, I'm just gonna say that having like a checklist that you guys follow every single month, it doesn't matter if you're brand new or if you've been around for 4 years, but having a checklist that you just like get a piece of paper and write down everything that you do every single month for your business and break it down into weeks. So like if I just look at these 2 lists here that I have, like that looks super overwhelming, but I broke it down into weeks, and then I just go into my planner and write down certain things I want to get done for each day. So, and I've been using a lot of sticky notes, even though I told myself I wasn't going to do that. I've been doing it. And I just leave this on my desk at night. I make my list for the next day, transfer things over that I didn't get done from previous day. So these are all things I'm going to work on tomorrow because I didn't get them done today. And I just have it sitting here on my desk. So in the morning when I come down and get my coffee, Grayson's still sleeping, I know what I'm going to do. I already have a game plan. Because when I was working and starting off with Scentsy, I didn't have a game plan. I didn't have a checklist. I just kind of flew by the seat of my pants. And ever since I started doing a checklist and intentionally have been doing things, it's totally changed my business. It's changed my home life. I'm not doing things until midnight. It's been a huge change for me. So anyway, Whitney.
But SFR was huge for my business. And I actually, if you actually know me, I'm a pretty shy person. And I almost backed out of SFR the night before because I had just gotten married. I had never been away from my kids before. Sophia turned it down, please. And I was scared. And my husband actually made me go. And he woke up at 3 o'clock to take me to the airport. And when I went to SFR, just being around, like, soaking in everything, I went with a completely open mind, and then I soaked up everything that I could. Because first of all, I spent money to go to SFR, so I was determined to make sure that I didn't waste my money. I wanted to change my business with it. Sophia's watching Doc McStuffins. And so I just soaked up everything that I could and came back with a completely different mindset, because at SFR, like, you see the directors and the star directors and the superstar directors walk the stage, and you see people who get annual sales and annual mentor. And I mean, those are big goals. Like, if you have goals with your business, then one of those things is most likely one of your goals. And so it really gave me something to work towards, I guess, just seeing, like, what is possible if I became serious about Scentsy and just changed my entire business.
Yep. Shelley and I actually talked about that yesterday, how events, like, totally, the people who have attended events in the past, you can totally see that on reports. It is crazy. So anyway, I just want, yep, see Amy saying, yep, it is 100%. I can, every single time, well, not every single time, but most every single time, if someone goes to SFR, they earn the next incentive. Like 90% of the people who go to SFR earn the incentive, the next.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
So a lot of people, especially people that haven't gone to events, think that it's like this thing where you just go and you sit in a room and you listen to people talk at you, and like that's all it is, and like what you're learning is actually from the stage. But that is completely inaccurate. What you pull from things like family reunion, world tour, incentives, and any of the other Scentsy things that you go to, what you pull from it is actually the best things you learn, the best things you take away, the things that change you from the inside out are the things you do after general conference or a general session, after like your breakouts, during dinner, you know, if you stay an extra day, whatever, when you are rooming with your teammates, you know, those are the times when that is what it's great. Like, the content is always amazing. There's always great speakers. You're always inspired. It's always a lot of fun. But what you actually get out of going to these things is the fireside that you get with your leaders, with the people that you didn't know before you got there, and the friends that you make that are connected to you forever and ever after this. So, you know, the things that, and those are the things that sometimes they don't get talked about. You know, like we were talking like about Summit, because they were trying to decide, you know, how much time, like, you know, when we should move it and blah, blah, blah. And the one thing that we've always fought for 100% with our Summit time is they have to include downtime in our Summit. It is required that they include time for us. We call it the hotel lobby time. because that is when we get the most of everything is in that hotel lobby time. And it's the same at reunion. We never sleep. We're always up until 3 a.m. eating what, bread pudding? Is that what we were eating this time? We're always up until like 3 a.m. or even later. And like, we don't sleep, but what we get out of it is gold. It's priceless. There's no way to quantify it.
Leslie just said, I forgot, Leslie, that you were a guest. Leslie was a guest at SFR, and then she joined when we got home.
Yep.
Awesome. Shelley, do you have anything to add that you want to add?
No, I don't. I'm just listening and soaking it all in. Yeah, I do agree with you guys. Everybody needs to go to events, because events are going to make your business. They will change everything that you see about your business. I really just came prepared to share what I was doing. Amy said to share what I was doing during quarantine to keep me active in my business. So we're going to, I guess, switch topics a little bit, because that's what I'm going to do, because that's what I was prepared to talk about.
Yeah, and it's working 100%. So yes, you have to talk about it.
Yeah. So Amy Darrington said that, and I don't think how she said it was wrong at all, and I actually appreciate how she said it, is she's still providing her customers and her team some normalcy. And right now I'm so like discombobulated. I don't know which way is up or down right now, just because my whole world has been turned upside down. But my one constant right now is working my business and staying in contact with my customers and staying in contact with my team, and just still plugged in. So I've had a lot of time at home. My clinicals are completely canceled right now, so I'm just hanging out at home. And Amy and I have, for, I don't know, the past maybe 6 months or so, we've been adjusting our follow-up game to figure out where's the sweet spot and where's the good spot for our follow-up. And we've been struggling really hard with it, because it's so hard, right? It's so hard. As new consultants, it may be a little bit easier when you have a really manageable list. But while you're a new consultant and you do have a really manageable list, find yourself a system right this very second that is going to work. And I'm going to just recommend Amy to everybody. Follow up with Amy, AMI. So we went over to Trello for a little bit, and now we're back over to Amy. And you guys, it's working. And what I've been doing, because I'm home all day long, I have set it to like follow up with like 20 of my past customers. And what I'm doing is I'm just following up with all the people, you guys. I'm just following up with a ton of different people. And I'm just simply saying, I think my message says, hold on, and I'll pull it up, because I did all my follow-ups today. Oh, that's not it.
While you're finding it, I'm just going to show you. You can't really see it. If you go to your account and go to do preferences, you can change how many people that comes up. So a day. So I changed mine from 5 of past customers to 20. So that's what you guys can do. That is in your to-do preferences under accounts.
Yeah. So if you guys are looking for a little inspiration to really kick your business off, download Amy, start messing with your message templates, and adjusting to see how many people you want to follow up with. But so I'm talking, some of these people, I joined in 2015, and some of these people have not bought from me since 2015. Like, there's a lot, quite a bit, because my follow game has not been strong. And so all I sent to them is I just said, hey, this lady's name is Fran. Hey, Fran, this is Shelley, your Scentsy lady. I'm just checking it. Oh, well, I said, it's been a long time. I just want to check in. I'm sending out some fragrance samples this month. Would you like some in the mail? And that's all I'm saying. And you guys, the amount of response that I'm getting from people is mind blown. I cannot believe how many people are responding to this. Honestly, I think it's because people are bored. People are just sitting at home. They're not doing anything. They're quarantined. Maybe they're not working. Maybe they're working and it's really slow. I don't know what the reason is, but so many people are responding right now that it's unreal. So don't be afraid to start reaching out to people that you haven't talked to in a while, Or if you're a new consultant, right now is the absolute perfect time to get your list of 100 together. If you do not have your list of 100, that's something that you should absolutely be working on right now, and send that exact message to somebody and say, hey, Amy, it's Shelley, your friend, hello, how's it going? Or your cousin or whatever. Hey, I'm making out some Scentsy samples right now. Do you want me to send some to you in the mail? That's all you have to say. If these people have never bought from you, that's all you have to say, especially as a new consultant. This is how you're going to start building your clientele base or your base. So then they say, yeah, totally, I would love it. Great, whatever. So I go into my Amy account and I'm making a note of who I'm sending samples to, and I'm making damn well sure that I'm going to follow up with these people, because I am not paying to send people stuff in the mail if I'm not going to follow up with them. There is no point for me to waste my time to send stuff in the mail if I'm not going to follow up with these people. So what I'm sending to them, it's really cheap, it's super easy. I have purple envelopes, you can use a white envelope, whatever you want. I have a random little felt sample. This isn't even the scent of the month. This is actually strawberry rose that's out of stock. I put out of stock on my little thing. I'm sending them these, a postcard with 3 different Rub and Smell stickers on it, and this. This is all I'm sending to them. It's super cheap. It takes 1 stamp to mail, and then like 4 days after they get it, I'm following back up with them. Once I follow back up with them, I'm just saying I'm placing an order. Do you want me to add anything on for you? Or you can say, hey, would you like, since we're all hanging out at home, would you like to have a party? Or I'm trying you can, honestly, you guys, if you have to, make up a lie. Make up a lie to make yourself sound super interesting. Like, hey, I'm trying something new. Would you be willing to be like my party guinea pig? Or whatever. I just posted in my VIP page that I'm switching up my party style. Who wants to be my guinea pig? You guys, people are like, I want to. I'll try to be a guinea pig. You guys, it's insane. Just like create something to make it super appealing to your customers. And so maybe they'll want to host a party for you. And if you have people hosting a party for you, then you're going to start meeting their new friends, and this is how you're going to start broadening your guys' customer base. So that's what I've been working on. That's honestly, I can't even tell you how many pieces of mail I'm mailing out a day. These, like, so many. I've just been creating tons and tons and tons so I can have them ready. So that's kind of, you guys, that's what I'm doing. So Amy asked what I was doing to keep myself busy in quarantine, and that's what I'm doing. But it's working really well. So whether you guys follow up with customers who haven't ordered in a month, a year, 3 years, whatever it is, or you guys need to follow up with new customers, I would just use that super easy. Hey, I'm making up some Scentsy samples. Can I send you some in the mail? Nobody's really going to say no. People love free stuff in the mail, especially while they're stuck at home. People are still buying. Retail therapy is real, you guys. Retail therapy is so real, and people are still shopping. So that's what I'm doing to keep myself busy.
Can you talk about what you're sending out for your PWS orders and how that's the $2 have turned into multiple PWS orders?
Yes. So I kind of started something new for my whole little sample and my whole sample thing. Okay. So it used to be, I used to send samples out. Everybody who orders for the past 3 months, everybody gets a sample, right? So I'm changing it. I'm changing it up, you guys, because first off, making samples doesn't bring me joy, and it is a time sucker. So I'm just being honest. I'm not doing a lot of them anymore, of specific samples. And I found a better way that my customers are really liking, and it's working really well for my business. So I send samples to my customers who have ordered within the past 3 months. If you've been my customer for the past 3 months, you're going to get samples, okay? It used to be a piece of wax and a monthly sale flyer. Well, it's like a 70-cent stamp or something, kind of expensive to mail, so I stopped doing it. So now I'm doing I just made a postcard. I made this postcard in PicMonkey, so now I can go and I can edit it every single month. I printed these at Walgreens for super cheap, and I put the Rub and Smell sticker on it, and I'm mailing it with a postcard stamp. I can take a picture of this, you guys, and post them in everybody's group. So this is what people now are getting if they've ordered for the last 3 months. this is what they're going to be getting.
35 cents to mail versus 70 cents to mail.
Yep. Okay. It's cheap and it's really easy and it's really, really quick. And when I send these out, so I might have like 75 of them that I sent out, I recorded every single one in Maven or Amy so I can follow up with these people. And I just said, hey, did you get my sent preview in the mail? That's it. People respond or they don't. I don't really care. But if I, like I'm going to at least try to follow up with them. So, and I say, how do you like the fragrance? Blah, blah, blah. So this is what I'm sending. But I am trying to move a lot of my business online, especially right now, because I don't want people at my house. I don't want to go deliver to people's house right now. I just kind of want to be home. So I'm directing a lot of traffic to my PWS, or people are messaging me and I say, hey, I'm just going to put it on my PWS and have it shipped directly to you. I don't even say anything about shipping. People don't ask. It's great. Also, side note, you guys can now send invoices through Amy. If you haven't tried that or haven't played with that, start doing it, because that's the only way I send invoices now. It gives them like 4 different options and it's a lifesaver. So invoices.
And it looks so professional.
Mm-hmm. It's great. It's great. So what I've been doing is anybody who orders online, or if they do porch pickup, I don't really care either way, I am giving them deluxe samples. Okay, so I have these little clear mailers. These are 6x9 mailers. And on the inside of them, they get a rub and smell sticker with just some random 3 cents. They get my brochure from subscribing to the Warmer of the Month. They get a real nice, thick, hefty chunk of wax to warm. They get a product sheet. This one has a squeeze a day attached to it. They're going to get a scent circle. And this month, what I'm doing is every month I'm going to focus on a different product. This month I'm doing Johnny Appleseed sponges. So I have these really cute, and I can post these in the team pages, you guys too. I have these really cute little bags that I make a little mixture of Johnny Appleseed dish soap and water, spray it on my sponge, and it heat seals. So I pop everything in here. It all goes in this little mailer, all cutesy-like, right? And then I have a thank you card. Thank you for your order. And I'm mailing these, and this cost me $2.70 to mail. Okay.
Which sounds like a lot, but
the amount of return I have received from Johnny Appleseed dish soap is unreal. I think up today, I just sent them out starting like a week before last. I've had, I think, 4 orders of Johnny Appleseed products, and I'm going dish soap, counter clean, all-purpose cleaner, and a lot of people are turning around after they've already bought, so I'm sending them this thank you, and they're turning around and ordering more, you guys. So that $2.70 that I sent out is worth every single penny, because now I'm generating a new product sale. Okay, so these are being sent out to people that are either having direct ship or they're doing porch pickup. If they're going to do porch pickup, I'm going to put the same stuff in their bag. It doesn't really matter. But instead of me sending out now wax samples to everybody every single month from my past 3 months, I'm doing this. So that's cut that mailing in over half, which I can put that money towards this, which is a real product sample that people actually want to smell. Wax is so hit and miss. People love it or they hate it. A lot of people don't know that we have soap, that we have dish soap, and then I'm sending them a cute little sponge that they get to keep for the next month to wash their dishes, and they're going to think about me every single time. So this is something that I've also done to really change up my business, and it's totally changed so much, you guys, and the return that I've had on it is unreal. Since I kind of started doing these mid-March, I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38 online orders since March 15th. Since I started doing these things. You guys, and it's real. People love being spoiled. If you take really good care of your customers, they are going to take really good care of you. And they're always going to come back to you. So try it. I took some pictures, so I can, I'll post it and I'll share it with you guys. And if you guys don't have to make them really expensive, but do a little something at least that's going to really like wow your customers. If you really bedazzle your customers and, like make them think that they're like super lucky, then they're going to treat you like gold if you treat them like gold. Yep. That's what it's all about, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Questions?
Let me look. That's awesome. You count so well. Maybe. How many months are you sitting them out and then stopping? So Chantel, those are just thank yous to those who have already ordered online or porch pickup. And the postcards are just 3 months. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So ultimately, you guys, with your business, while we have all this extra time, first off, realize that people are still shopping. People are absolutely, no matter what, people are still shopping. It's still so true. Like Amy Darrington said, reach out to those people about those carriage warmers. I have one pre-order. I do not have 25. I have one pre-order, but I haven't done a whole lot of work for it yet. And you better believe I'm going to start thinking about people that have young daughters, people that really love Disney, all of those people. I'm going to start making that list, because those are people, bring it back to Lesley, who you can offer to host parties for you so they can start getting freebies and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah, and just really reaching out to your customers.
Awesome.
Because now's the time. We're just sitting at home. Why not?
Why not? Krista, did you want to say anything? No. Okay. Just how awesome your bed is. So I was going to talk about Facebook parties and Lesley and all the things, but it's been an hour and 10 minutes, so I'm not going to talk about that tonight. But one thing I do want to say, if you're not coming back around to Facebook parties, if you've known me for any amount of time, you know that I hate Facebook parties. Like, I dread them. And then Anna Hughes came around one time and was like, but dude, it's like, you can get like an extra $50 to $100 orders from people that you didn't even know. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll still do them. But guys, it seriously like drained my soul. I remember running into my office and setting up all this stuff to go live and have 2 people show up and do a party, and I just hated it. So then I remembered that on Online Steps to Success, she had Jamie Solons come on there and talk about her automated parties. And so I'm like, screw it. So Nate was gone to Vegas, like right before all this stuff happened. And I took what Jamie Solons had talked about, put it into my own template, found my own flyers, made my own flyers, put my own pictures, whatever, into it's called Lesley, Vizzlie, into that, and it automatically posts for you forever. So I'll use this same template until the next catalog launches. You guys, I've had crazy amounts of people ordering online, like $150 orders that I've never had from a Facebook party ever before. So I don't know if it's like because everyone's quarantined and we're staying at home, or if it's the type of party. I don't know. But I just want to share that with you guys. I was going to go deeper into it, but we'll do it on another night because it's getting really late. But one other thing I wanted to talk about is using your Facebook stories, 80-20. So like 80% your like normal life, like family and whatever, and 20% Scentsy. Obviously you don't want to just like dump everything Scentsy onto your stories. I watched a call from Chloe Cox this morning. It's on her OG Boss Babes. Here, I'll put it. That's her YouTube channel. She just did a coffee and customer talk or something like that. I don't remember. But she was talking about Facebook stories. And so today I really tried to focus on Facebook stories. I sold so many bars just from showing the wax in my warmers and saying that I've never even warmed Camu before, and it was delicious. So many people responded and was like, I'll take a bar. I'm like, what? Just from that. So if you're not using Facebook stories, try it. That's it. That's all I got, because it's really late and I recorded it. So everyone, hope you didn't like pick your nose. Whitney, what is your kid doing?
He picks his nose and he wipes boogers. Go.
Oh
right now.
my gosh. Jensen, you and Grayson need to be best friends when all this is over.
Do you want to play with Grayson?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But, all right, guys. Well, thanks for coming. Does anyone have any questions? No. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed it. So I was actually texting Shelley and at the beginning of this, and she's like, maybe we should just do this, like, kind of call every month rather than quarterly. So keep your eyes peeled for another link if you guys want, because I mean, there was like 30 people on here, and that's awesome. If you guys have been around very long, usually it's like 4 of us, right? So to see 30 of us on tonight was super awesome. So thank you guys so much for coming. But if no one has any questions, I recorded this. I haven't had any luck of ever uploading it to YouTube ever, but I'm going to try. So y'all might be famous.
Thank you, Amy.
But all right, you guys, I will talk to you later.